What's up, man?
BowmanDigitalMedia.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Speed Networking with Mike and Ira. It should be Ira and Mike. I don't know. Whatever.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's bigger than me, so I gotta let him go first. I don't know. Whatever.
You know
Anyway,
what? How did we settle? Wasn't it paper, rock, scissors or something way back when? And then
I think it was you could spell better than I can, so we had to put you first. I don't know.
well, we know it's not looks based or performance based.
100%. I'm like, what is that noise? That's me, bro. I forgot to mute the show.
I
If
need to
you
get a
join,
haircut, bro.
well,
Look like a caveman.
yeah, I just shaved. You know, it's funny. I'm going to be completely transparent. Why not? Because that's what I do, right? I share all my works. I sent you that message. I didn't have pants on. I was brushing my teeth.
What do you mean didn't? Am I supposed to be wearing pants?
Yeah, no, that's why it was 10 minutes. I literally, guys, we don't schedule or script this show at all.
Well, we'll be able to tell.
Yeah. So, like Mike and I, we want to hit different days, different time zones, because like last time we were on relatively late for some of you, like in Europe and India, it was like real late. For us, it was dinner time, right? So now I'm like, okay, well, let me hit. It's not lunchtime yet here in California, so let me hit. So the people in London, if you want to join, or wherever you are in the UK, you know, it's not bedtime, but you're done with work. You're on the weekend already. Mike and I still have to do some work before we can clock
I
out
don't
for the
have to
day.
work.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's that.
If you
I
love what
really,
you do, it's not work, right?
that's what I tried to say in my post yesterday, but I got scolded by Lisa Jones. Do you know her?
I think so. The Global Goodwill Ambassadors lady.
Oh yeah, no,
Different Lisa Jones.
not her. Liz Jones, sorry,
Oh,
Liz.
yeah.
Liz.
We were connected. You know.
Yeah, Liz Jones is a health instructor type lady, right? She does physical fitness and, anyways, take care of yourself, guys. You only get one body. Anyhow, she's like, Ira, you need your rest. You need your time with your family. I'm like, yeah, but
You know what though? We all need to do things. Who's anybody to tell people what they need, right?
no, she meant it well. But I work late. I
everyone
work
means
late.
it well, you know. But
I
it's like when people are like, "Hey, you're gaining a little bit of weight," you know, they mean it well, but like, you know, do I really need to hear it? You know?
Yeah, a little bit of weight for me is about 40 pounds. COVID 15 turned into COVID 20, turned into COVID 40. Oh my gosh, I had to stop eating. I'm drinking water, Mike.
I ate a salad yesterday, bro, and I'm going to go back to church.
I ate brisket and beans and potato salad last night.
I ate a
But
salad, man. Do you know? I probably haven't had a salad since like the last real estate market crash.
no, I did have potato salad, if that counts as salad.
Too much carbs, bro.
Yeah,
So,
everything I do.
are we going to invite people up here, or what's going on here? What are we doing?
Yeah, so here's the deal, guys. If you're not familiar with the show, let's use some, what do they call that? Clubhouse. We'll use some Clubhouse speak. We'll set the room for you. You are invited to join the show. The show is not about Mike and Ira, although we're happy to
I
entertain.
don't want to talk to you anymore. I want to talk to them.
All right. So we got Mike joining. I still have to learn how to say his name. Ashburner.
Well, I'm not even gonna try, dude.
I think I just hit it. Did I hit it? When Mike comes on, he can tell us. Okay, but for the rest of you who don't know, speed networking with Mike and Ira is an opportunity for you guys to come on stage, introduce who you are, what you do, where you do it, all that stuff, and then hang out with us and have some fun. And how will that benefit them, Mike? Why don't you answer that question? How does that benefit them?
Well, that's debatable. I mean, let's be honest, right? You know, I can give out the best advice in the world.
Mike, that's not the answer I was looking for.
Hey, you should know me by now. If somebody asks me a question, I'm going to give them the truth, right? Like, you want the truth, right? You know, you can handle the truth, right? Am I supposed to sugarcoat things with you now?
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Hey, don't ask me a question if you don't want a completely honest answer in the moment.
And that's the truth right there. Full disclosure.
I mean, you know what you're getting.
Put your big boy pants on, y'all.
Hey, look, you know what I'm saying, though. You can give out the best advice. You can be kind to everybody. You can have the greatest intentions, you know, but they say the highway to hell, greatest intentions, pavement, you know, how's that go? I mean, you've heard it, right? It doesn't matter what I put out there. It's going to be interpreted a million different ways. So, I mean, it's part of the reason why I just keep it real, because people are going to hate me or love me either way. You know, I'll follow you all back. I don't care. I follow the haters, follow the lovers, but we can only be connected if you join my site.
All right. Well, let me tell everybody what I was looking for, because Mike missed it. I set up a nice softball and he went.
I'm terrible.
That's okay. You fouled that one off. It's okay.
I did.
You want visibility, right? That's why we're on social media. We're all mice.
I'm sorry, I missed the common sense thing there, dude.
We're mice looking for cheese, Mike.
Mice looking for cheese. You know,
that's where I thought you were going to go.
I thought I had enough coffee in my system, but I don't. See, people think I'm being a jerk when I say, hey, go drink more coffee, but like, no, it's real.
Seriously, by the gallon, and I've had some, so now I'm on the water.
You know, I am drinking this out of a pickle jar.
Here's the thing: if you jump on with us, right, we have somebody else joining too. Got to turn your cameras on, guys, before I bring you on stage. So can't have
people tell me to recycle, so I use my pickle jars for my coffee.
So we got these without the handle. What are these called? Mason jars, I think. We got these from my wife at my last house up in the Bay Area. We had a peach tree, and it just put out like tons of peaches. So much peaches that you can't make pies and stuff because you get sick of eating. You know, you get sick of eating it. So what we did is we bought all this canning stuff, and she made jelly. So we have all these mason jars from that, but we don't live in that. We don't live there anymore. So we don't have those peaches anymore. So now we use them for cups. But I like them so much. But I like
you got 18 kids. You got to use whatever you can, right?
Or 8 at least. Anyways. But I decided I like my cups with handles. So they bought me some with handles. Anyways.
So I don't use the handles on my coffee cups because it makes me drink them faster.
Yeah, I drink a lot. Okay, we've got Helmy and Mike in the green room, kind of. Their cameras aren't on, so I don't know if they're having connection issues. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go. Mike just turned his camera on.
Oh, good. I was sorry.
He's eating. That's why his camera was off.
I just private chat said I'm stuffing my face. Be done in a minute. You don't want to see me stuff my face.
I don't go to private chats. I'm just going to tell you and everybody else the same thing. If you ever want to get a hold of me, you got to tell me somewhere other than a private chat, because it's like DMs. When you slide in my DMs, basically you're wasting your time. I don't check.
What's going on, Michael? It's an upgrade in your office today.
Yeah, no. Do you miss my cloffice? My closet.
I can't even say your last name. You're gonna try to get me to say that.
Asherpreneur.
Close. See, now, I didn't want to tell you, Ira, because the more times you say my name and mess it up, the more times people hear it. So
yeah, no, I'll get everybody saying it wrong, and then I'm going to ask you which way is right, because if everybody's saying it that way, that might be the right way to say it.
But I keep looking at you like I'm dumb, but that's why. So it's Ash, bran, like bran flakes, like bran.
Yeah. That's not hard. What's so hard about that?
Wait,
it's just jumbled. It looks weird, but it's not.
Asherpreneur.
Yeah. Now he's not going to say it again, though. I should have told him.
Mike Asherpreneur. No, I got it.
So are you sitting in a dental office or something? What's with all the things
on
the wall?
Dental office.
Do you see who just showed up?
Red, what's up, buddy?
Yo, how goes it?
The beard is back. I love it.
I actually took a weed whacker to it the other day.
Now,
it was like down here.
I was going to say, if anybody wants to sponsor this show, we're looking for a wax sponsor. Figure out how we're going to use that.
I was connected to a lady up in Detroit that did body waxing, and
we could do something where it's like a charity push if you want.
Yeah.
Where like I'll get my chest wax if we raise $150,000, $200,000.
Here's how we do it. We're gonna have sponsored. It's 3 shots at this. SPN.
Hey.
He said $200. It would take $200 a
No, I
wax.
was saying 200,000.
$200,000.
Yeah,
You
I'm
were
not.
waxing my
I'm not
chest,
totally
which would-
horny.
that'd be
Well,
like
In full
50 grand
disclosure,
for a hair.
I've been waxed before. My wife and my kids, that's one of their favorite things to do is to wax my back. So if somebody wants to seriously, yeah, seriously, if somebody is interested in a fundraiser, I'll donate my back wax per ladder. But I'm gonna say like a minimum stipulation of like $25 per ladder. Okay. So I don't need $200.
It's not one of our favorites.
no, I figure if we're
Oh,
sell out my shame, we should
That's
actually like aim for the
It's
hill.
not one of
Like,
their favorite things to do, but I
He's
disagree.
definitely watching you, dude.
When they wax my back, they giggle like crazy. Anyways,
Oh, Ira's in trouble.
so you're raising sadists.
Did you guys hear that? He's in trouble. Red, you got him in trouble.
my wife doesn't open my door to interrupt me very often, but she did. She's
Yeah.
like, "That's not my favorite thing to do," but she did.
Mike.
She did say she left the room. She said their favorite thing to do is to torture me.
Seriously, are you in a dentist office here or what? What's with the certificates up on the wall? What do you do there?
Oh, because I didn't want to buy pictures, and those were already here.
So you rented the
I think it says Dr. Spock or something. I don't know whose that is.
That's hilarious.
All right, Mike, tell us what you do. We're gonna get your intros in here. We're gonna try to be a little bit.
I was trying to. I didn't know who was
No,
going to
that's what he was doing. He was. But
I
he
was
didn't
trying
say
to help the guy out, man.
it. I got you. Tell us what you do. Give us like a 60-second intro of you and your business.
Are you sponsored by Burger King?
God, I hope not. That would be awful. So,
Liz
look.
Jones is going to contact you.
I run the
This will be all-
financial coaching business, all right, through PFS. And really all it does is it helps people do better financially. All the stuff you didn't learn in school that we should have learned, right? We took algebra and geometry. How many of us had taxes 101? Interest 101? None of that. Nothing that they taught me. You know what I learned about money when I graduated business school? Anybody? One thing, Ira. They cashed my tuition check. That's what I knew about money. Fundamentally, I knew how to earn it, knew how to work for it, and knew zero clue about what to do.
I'm the wrong guy to ask this because I had to take all that stuff. I was in business, college business, so I had to do spreadsheets and functions and all that crap.
I should have went to your school.
they tortured me.
And I'm not knocking my school. I learned some things, but it's just not a precedent. So really just helping people who aren't already wealthy, businesses who are getting started or just looking for a way to do better. I just coach them and guide and help them do game plans. And I just make it easy because everybody thinks it takes money to make money. That's a catch-22. Well, we'll help you when you're wealthy. Well, how am I supposed to get wealthy? So that's what I do. I just say, hey, and to be honest, Mike loves this, and I'll say it once. I said this the other day, and Mike loved it, so I'll try it. I'm too old and I'm too lack of energy. I got small kids. I don't like to go chasing people who already made it because everybody's chasing them. Here's what I like to do. I like to help people who need some help and takes a while, but I want to catch them before they have egos and and grow with those people. So that has been a real fun couple of years of growing with people and helping everybody, all boats rise kind of thing.
All 4 of us can help basically the same people. I just realized that. There you go.
Just different ways.
There's a very handsome person who asked a question in the comments. I mean, he kind of looks familiar, but anyways, says you can make money without money. Mark.
Yeah. People don't understand, right? Okay. Just to give you guys the real thing here. Ira has his success story that everybody knows about now. Anybody's been following him, right? He was working for somebody else. He started building his following. He got fired, didn't skip a beat. Now he makes a lot of money doing his own thing, right? Because of his networking, right? Well, got laid off. Sorry, I used the wrong terminology.
No, it's okay. It's the same thing.
But,
I got laid off.
Here, guys. I mean, what people really undervalue networking on LinkedIn and other social media websites and win-win thinking, right? A lot of people look at the book and judge it by its cover without reading into the pages too deeply, right? And you have to do that. It's kind of like trust and verify, especially on the internet, right? It's very easy for you to look at somebody with one platform and they got 100,000 subscribers or 100,000 followers on that one platform, right? If you look at somebody like Ira, for example, I'm not trying just to be a sycophant here. The dude has 76,000 Instagram followers. He has 197,000 followers on LinkedIn. He has his own businesses that are ranking well. If you look at his company pages for himself and his companies that he represents on here, they're all growing all the time, right? Some of his clients have been with him for years now, right? When you look at other what I call flash in the pan influencers, right? They might have 400,000, even millions of followers on here, right? But they don't have anything outside of this, right? And when you get your network going on LinkedIn, that's a great start. It's the easiest place to meet professionals that think like-minded. It is. There's a reason why the SPN guy spends the majority of his time on LinkedIn, right? Because if I needed to, just because of the size of my network, I can get a job anywhere just by changing my title. Like, and growing a network to 30,000 people on LinkedIn is really, really easy. All you really have to do is just be nice.
I want to share this real quick, Mike. I don't know where to put it.
Sorry, I talk so much.
No, that's okay. I think what you said is bang on. I mean, like right on the money. I made a friend. Win-win networking. Made a friend back in 2019. Actually, it's 2020. Sorry, when I moved down here to Southern California.
I mean, that wasn't that long ago. It seems like forever now, doesn't it?
Right. So I made this friend, and my friend lived here in Southern California. She ended up getting an opportunity to open her own coffee business in Hawaii. So her husband and her family, they all moved to Hawaii. Anyways, while she was there, she was approached about this job to be the director of the Arthritis Foundation of Hawaii. And she's like, I can't pass that up. So she took that job on. Guess what? She called me yesterday. She hired me to run their social media and be their photographer. So they're going to be flying me out to Hawaii so I can run their social media and do their corporate photos for this event that's coming up. Walk to Cure Arthritis. Win-win networking, if you do it right, can lead you in places that you can't even dream of from where you are. To Mike Asherbranner, Mike Asherbranner's point, you know, you don't need money to make money. I'm going to be completely transparent with everybody. If you haven't heard my story, I started my business. I had $12,000 in the bank. That's all I had. I've got 8 kids, a mortgage, and all kinds of financial responsibilities because I live in Southern California where we've never, ever not voted for a tax. If you can imagine a tax, we'll vote for it with excitement. We'd like to give away all our money here. But anyways, I live in an expensive place. That being said, to Mike Ashbrander's point, I didn't have a lot of money, but I make a lot of money now. I didn't have to have the money. What I did have to have was this idea of how to help people get what they want, and that win-win networking is a big part of it. So anyways, that can tie it all together with a nice bow. And Red, 60 seconds, brother. Tell us what you do, where you do it, how you help people.
So I am pretty much brand new to running my own business. I have been doing sales for the last 15 years as a full-blown hide-in-the-basement introvert nerd.
Welcome to the club, brother.
Yeah, like full-blown. I've got like Marvel comics behind me, like all of it, like signed comics. Like I had to learn sales from scratch and started to train other people to do it. And I learned that the old way of selling, that always be closing mindset, it really doesn't help you. In fact, it scares people away. So I've started creating my own that I call emotionally intelligent sales, which is really about win-win. It's about giving things that people actually want, helping them out. If you do not solve a problem, you do not have the right to sell. And that's really what it all is. And building a course, writing a book, tons of blogs, podcasts. Right now, it's just big content creation and just not shutting up and talking to everybody.
So here's what I'm going to just confirm what you just said. Now, you don't know this, Red, because we don't know each other that well. I spent 20 plus years in sales. I'm a professional sales to sales person. I've got experience in this is how I always did it. I wasn't the guy that was going to spam you. I wasn't the guy that was going to annoy you. What I was going to try to do is figure out your problems and then figure out the solutions. And if I could provide a solution that matched your problem and help you get where you were going, then the sales just kind of happened. It was a natural progression. But I also would tell people I can't help you, which is something that would always shock the people you're trying to sell to. They're like, wait a minute, you're living on commission, right? I'm like, yeah, but I can't help you. So here, go there and get that, because I think that will help you better. And then what would happen is they would give me referrals. Now they trust me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if Ira ever does say he can help me, I'm pretty sure he can, because he turned down something that I was willing to buy, but he said it wasn't going to work.
And that's the whole idea. Is I'm a lazy man. I have learned over the years that when you push somebody into something that doesn't work, that doesn't actually solve their problem, you're only giving yourself a headache 3 months down the road.
Well, you're building resentment too. It's like peeing in the pool and going for a swim.
Yeah.
100%. Okay,
and in the age of Yelp reviews and all these online things, like
SPN
you
reviews,
can't do that anymore.
Yeah, SPN reviews, whatever. Michael has to leave in 5 minutes because he still has to earn a living. So, Michael, what do you got planned this weekend? We just, we want to know what you got going on. I hear you're gonna write a blog for SPN this weekend. I heard.
Hopefully, he's gonna go walk off some of those fries, man.
Yeah, no, I might work on that. I'm only in my first trimester right here, so
Ed Carmody's gonna get your ass.
I'm a little bit pooched right here, but we've been getting sick after sick after sick, so I'm probably going to go work on our nutrition and diet. This is not going to help when I'm eating out, but really just spend time, jump on things like this, guys, networking, meeting people. I met some fantastic people that I just talked to today, Ira. And guess what? Guess what I talked about? I love what you guys just said, because you all get this. I've never seen a group of people who get this more than like this. So here's what I love. I talked about Mike. Well, first I talked about her, and I just said, hey, we ain't talking about me today, right? We're going to talk about you. And I just dropped the conversation. Then I said, well, these things I got help with. You need to talk to Mike. So I connected with Mike. And I said, oh, Ira. How do you spell that? IRA. See, that's why I liked you, because I've worked with IRA.
Individual retirement account. Come on, baby.
Yeah. So it was easy. And it was just a natural thing to just show up, because Mike brought me to JD. JD brought me to these people. She looked at me and said, well, this guy's not very intimidating. I'll reach out to him and see what this group's about. And it just keeps going like that. And then so changing ideas, being real with people, that's fun to me. And so they said, well, she won't use your service. Maybe 2 years she will. Maybe she'll have a quit. Maybe her financial advisor will screw her over one day. And guess who she needs to talk to? Someone who's helped her out for 2 years, right? Who's going to give it straight. So I believe, like Mike said, golden rule, plant seeds. Some of those seeds won't grow. They'll be on concrete. Don't worry about that. Look, just go out and do constant. So this weekend, I'm going to go out there, meet people, help old people across the street. Whatever good karma, good thing I can do.
You know what? It's so simple to look at it that way. I mean, think about this, right? If you spend 30 seconds of your day helping somebody out, right? And they may or may not use your product or service, right? What'd you do? Waste 30 seconds? Or did you make an emotional deposit in them? You make a karma deposit in your own bank, right? I mean, there's just lots of good. Like, what you put out in the world really does come back to you a million different ways, and you'll never expect it. And you really can't blame people, especially on LinkedIn, for having their guards up and their wits about them. I mean, really, that's just the smart thing about it, right? A lot of people don't look at it like this, but LinkedIn's like riding on the subway, right? You know, I mean, it's okay to be entertaining guy on the subway. It's okay to be cheerful and nice to everybody, right? But you still got to hold on to the handrail. You don't want your money hanging out of your pocket, you know, and you got to watch out for the freaks and the weirdos. But at the same time, that guy with that big red beard and the tattoos, he might be the first person to pull the mugger off you. You know what I mean? So, like, you never know who's going to do what for you, right? But you know this, you're in a public space. Everybody in the world can walk up to you. You don't know who you're inviting into your lives, right? And it's the same thing that I talk about everything else. And I try not to get religious. It has nothing to do with religion, right? It's based about fact, fear, or whatever, right? You're either making fear-based decisions, you're making faith-based decisions, or you're making decisions based on fact. When it comes to that, okay, LinkedIn's pretty safe. Social media in general pretty much is.
Hey, I got to go, but guys, thanks. I always love being on this, man. Hopefully you'll be doing this again all weekend and I can spend my time with you guys. But
oh, that's terrible.
Here's what I found working with people. You can't judge a book by its cover because guess who truly has a lot of money and success at some point? Guys like Red, dude. It's not the suit guy. It's oftentimes it's the guy that's just hanging out, picking up.
Have you watched his videos? Have you watched his videos on?
I watched part of one, but then he started riding me.
I'm going to kick his ass on TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to kick Ira's ass too. But I'm telling you what, go watch his sales videos where he's talking about personality types and trying to put the square pegs and the round holes. You know, sorry to making it sound stupid here, Red, but you know, I got to get people the gist quickly, right? But if you're having problems with your sales floor, retaining employees, that's the guy you want to go follow. Redbeard, you know what I mean? I love it. He goes out and he peacocks. He's got the hair. He's got the beard, right? It's a perfect scenario of a guy not to judge a book by the cover, man. You know, it's a perfect, no offense, dude, but you're like a perfect example for this conversation.
I'll tell you, I've built sales teams, okay? I've been the manager for sales departments and then the district manager. The bottom line is this. When you're building a sales team, typically, if you're smart, you're not building them with the same person anyways, right? You want to have an array of personality types because you're going to have introvert prospects. You're going to have, you know, people that like, you know, big fancy stuff and they want the pedigree. And then you're going to have the person who speaks a different language. And then you're going to have maybe, you know, some clients that are maybe different ethnicities or races or whatever. And so you spread it out and you have a team because it isn't one size fits all anyways. You know, the only thing that you really can't do that on is if you're a solo sales team. Like right now, the only person who sells for Bowman Digital Media is me. So if they don't like my aw shucks approach, then, you know, I'm not a good fit for them. And that's okay too. The other part of sales is knowing not to waste your time investing all this energy in a low ROI, rate of return, you know, return on investment.
There's a reason why we do these speed networking events. It's not just to meet people, right? I mean, there's an ROI behind it. I mean,
100%.
Everything we do, right? You know, and if you think about this from a business perspective, right? I may come off as a clown, you know, Ira may come off as somebody who's like really giving away the house when it comes to information, right? But there's a reason to it. It's win-win, you know. I put the personality test link back there, and I'm always pushing that up there, right? Because I don't think enough people think about it from the other person's perspective, right? And, you know, I like to teach people these tools and things to look at because it helps them keep their guard up and their wits about them, right? While also learning to let go of the irrational fears, right? And if you know, like, hey, I'm an ENTJ, you know, I'm going to be very much get to the point, you know, tell me how this works. How does this help me achieve my goals, right? Whereas a creative person might want to be like, hey, this is really important to me to get your feedback on an emotional level, right? So if you know how people's personalities are, you can know how better to communicate with them.
And not just the Myers-Briggs. Like, there's a lot of different tests out there that work very well. Like, I'm an INTJ on the Myers-Briggs. I'm a high introverted D.
We're taking our commercial break.
But yeah, it's all about like knowing who you are, knowing where your strengths are, and sticking to them as much as you can. And then when you're talking to clients, understanding like, okay, an INTJ, an ENTJ,
type A or type B,
wade through a bunch of extra garbage.
The more you know the different types, and the more it's all education, right? So if you know type A, type B, type C, know it all, man. Like it doesn't hurt.
Actually, that was the blog that I did today on SPN.
Oh, you did a blog today on
personality,
SPN?
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. Okay, I have to be. I'm OCD about a lot of things, so I don't look at the blogs because I don't want to delete anything. So, you know, I want to have no censorship. I want to have freedom of speech. You know, and I'm trying to get over my ego, guys. So if I don't read your blog or see it, please know it's not that I don't like your blog or I don't want blogs on SPN. I'm just obtuse as hell about some things, so I can't look.
If he reads it, he's going to want to edit it. That's what he's really trying to say, and he doesn't have the time.
Do it. I'll go nuts. I'll be like, you know.
Later, Mike.
Have a good one, Mike.
Hey, look, real quick, just to cut Mike off and be rude. Hey,
hey, don't interrupt me while I'm interrupting Red.
authenticity. That's why I like you guys. And again, all these different ANTJs, whatever. Look, when people know you're real, good things happen. I wish I would have unlearned the crap that I learned and just been real with people. And if people didn't like Ira or white glasses, move on, because there's probably 100,000 other people waiting to talk to him anyway. Y'all be good, man. Appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, man,
I liked the princess wave too. The princess wave was a nice touch.
That was all you, buddy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then go back and read my stupid post and you'll laugh all day, right?
I'm surrounded by nerds.
Later, man.
Nerds.
Nerds.
Yeah, so I loved my comment on that nerds post.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just look at me. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, you can't even see it. I have Ninja Turtle tattoos on my back.
Woo, come on.
It's who I am.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know
Like
why
I
it
have
makes me when I have pizza. I think it's because I had a salad yesterday, and I gotta let everyone know it.
One a month is good. No reason to push it.
Well, I'm trying this whole like follow your own advice thing. So I'm starting to get on the elliptical and eat better and live well. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to listen to a motivational fat guy?
Look, I keep talking about this thing. I'm actually gonna put it on camera.
The term that we use is voluptuous.
Y'all see this thing?
Yeah,
I'm gonna try that later.
So it's a pedal device, and so what I've done is I put it underneath my desk here, and when I'm not on camera, I'll put my feet in there and I'll spin it. The reason why I don't do it when I'm on camera is because my head moves like this, and I don't want people like, "Hey, what are you doing there, buddy?" Just being honest.
I want to behave myself.
Right. I don't want people to wonder what it is I was doing under.
I would be in so much trouble.
But I've got that, and then I got one of these things, and so I can, you squeeze it, and at least it's a little bit of activity while I'm sitting here. And then the other thing I'm trying to do is get up every hour and walk around for a few minutes just to.
This reminds me.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah, I mean,
and actually, speaking of the nerd stuff, like I even have the Pip Boy from Fallout for any other nerds out there. So
there you go.
Just
do it.
Yeah.
I'm being out nerded here.
You know why?
I thought I was a respectable nerd until I met some of you people.
You want to know what it is? I just figured it out. Mike Ashburner.
I'm not even trying.
It's so damn hard. Anyways, you know why he's off camera? He finished the fries. Now he's eating the freaking Big Mac. That's
he actually caught the ice cream machine working today.
He didn't want the Big Mac in his face while he was trying to talk. I got you now, Mike.
Yeah.
I got you, bro. All right. So if you're out there in the audience, you can join this party if you want. What do you get by coming on the show? You get visibility. That's all it is, right? So the more people get to know who you are, understand how you can help them, and then, like Red, we were just talking about it, realize that you're not just going to treat them like a potential, invoice. You're going to treat them like a person. You're going to try and figure out what it is that they need that you can help them with. And if the answer is I can't, then maybe, you just make a friend and you get a brand champion. Mike, how many people have we had send us leads just because they got to know that we would treat them like a real person? I mean, that's how my business is.
I always hate telling people this stuff because I'm pretentious as hell as it is, right? But I get a lot of leads.
I got him. I knew it.
I knew it. Oh, that's hilarious. This is just great. That is just awesome. No worry, man. You come up anytime you guys want. Anybody, feel free.
Hey, I want you to know, Shar. You and
I'm not even trying to spoon things.
And Ryan and a few others complained last time that we did it too late when you were asleep. So here we are. I just want you to know we're gonna give you some shots. But if you guys don't come on this early, we'll just keep it later because we had 8 people on with us when we did it after hours. I'm just saying.
Hey man, I'll do this whenever, man. I'm always ready to talk. What the hell was I saying here before though? I felt like we were making a point and then we got
cut you off. It was about leads. We're talking about
leads. Yeah. I'm the clown of LinkedIn, right? I'm obtuse in a lot of ways. If you go read my profile summary, I'm very direct.
You change it every 5 minutes.
I do. I change my job roles. I change my titles. I do a lot of things just to be obtuse. But, here's the thing. Leads come in like crazy. Why? Because they know I'm not going to BS them. They also know that if somebody sticks around me long enough, right, that means they know me and they like me, right? And so everyone knows I don't sell SEO. They know I don't do digital marketing service. I don't do sales, right? I just have a stupid social media site that I want everyone to join. In return, I take these leads and I give them to people I trust. And I'll say, hey, Red, here's a lead, right? This person wants this, right? Treat them well. Then I follow up with that person and I say, hey, how'd Red do? Well, Red did this or Red did that, right? Well, if Red does a good job, I'm going to keep giving Red those types of leads, right? And here's the thing. When I refer people out, I don't usually just say, here, go talk to my guy, Red. I'll say, talk to Red, Ira, and Tim, right? 3 different people that I know fairly well, right? This way, I don't feel like anyone's thinking, oh, Mike's pushed me to this person because he gets a kickback, right? The way everyone has to fight for business, there's so much leads and stuff going on if you do things right. I mean, you're narrowing down the field from everybody to just 3, right? So I have a lot of people that I refer leads to. They all know I give leads to different people. And Ira will be the first one to tell you, some people aren't going to be a match with him. They're not going to want to pay his fees. They're not going to deal with his personality. They're not going to like the way his artwork sucks. You know, I mean, it's just different. Some people like Bob, you know, prettier artwork, you know, cheaper pricing. It's just different strokes for different folks.
Right.
The idea is not to send leads to one person. That leads us to give people the best option.
Look, here's a perfect example. Amna is in the same space as I am. Okay? If I was a jerk and very competitive, like secure, I wouldn't have Amna on my show.
Yeah.
But not only do I have her on my show for the second time, I made room for her. Remember Amna? She had sent me a connection request, but I didn't know who she was.
Yes.
I kept calling her Anna. I apologize.
I get tons of connection requests, as you can probably imagine with my visibility, right? So I don't look at them, guys. I'm maxed out. 30,000 on LinkedIn is the cap, in case you don't know. So to add Amna or Red got added the other day too. I mean, just full disclosure. Why do I pick the people that I pick to add, Mike? It's
They play ping pong.
They play ping pong. What does that mean, Mike?
Well, like they don't just say, that's a good post, Ira, or way to go, Ira. They go, hey, Ira, I really like this tip that you made. This is how I think it would apply to me, right? And then, you know, you end it with a question or a pause. I mean, there's feedback and, you know, like, or it's just a random joke. You know, I mean, like, there's so many different ways you can keep
add value.
Going. Yeah.
You know? Add value. And look, like if you
and
this happens.
I always say,
sorry,
go ahead.
I'm a big believer in disagreeing sometimes. Like, I know I'm not the person for everybody. Like, if you disagree with me, say it and say why. If I'm not able to defend myself,
I want real.
Mike had a post.
Okay to disagree.
Mike had a post the other day.
It's not okay to be disagreeable. That's like the thing.
Mike, to your post, I think it was a week ago now, something like that. But it was perfect. It was
I probably made 1,000 posts since then.
What was it? One critic is worth more than 1,000 yes men or something like that.
Look,
I'm paraphrasing, but
people think I'm a jerk face because I delete people left and right without explanation, right? People come up to me every day that I'm on LinkedIn and they're like, Mike.
Hang on a second. You do explain it if they're paying.
Quit interrupting me while I'm interrupting other people. I was going to make that point, right? I mean, here's the thing. It's right on my profile. Like, I'm the most direct to the point person on my profile. See, like, people get LinkedIn confused. If you do a good profile and you're very clear about what you want to sell or what you want people to do, right? You don't have to go talk about your website. I don't have to sit here and talk about Service Professional Network and how it helps people rank and how it gets 100,000 views on some days of the week. I don't have to do that. I just have to be.
But it does.
It does.
Yeah.
I slid it in there. But that's because I'm a social media floozy. It's just the job. You know?
I'm gonna get on before, but I'm going to reward her. I'm not. Hello.
Hi. Yes, hi. I'm here.
Yep. Okay. Like 60 seconds or so. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody what you do.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Amna. I mean, it kind of feels weird to introduce because now I feel like I know you guys so well after a long live the other day. Hi Red. I am based in Dallas, Texas. Like Ira, I'm crazy enough to have a little too many kids. I have 5.
I'm so hold on 1 second. I am so glad you're opening it up here now. A week ago, when I asked about the kids, you froze on me. You left me hanging. So I'm excited about this. This lady is getting me.
No, I have this. I'm sorry, like I go on tangents like you a lot. By the
I
way,
encourage it. They don't
let me finish my intro first. Okay, so I'm a graphic designer, web designer, creative director. I have an advertising agency. I am in Dallas, Texas, but my team is remote back in Pakistan and Dubai, and we've been in business for around 10, 12 years. I mean, I joined the company recently, but the company has been around for a while. So this is my short intro. But coming back to the kids thing, so my partner, he loves doing this, right? With the clubhouse rooms and everything. He's be like, look at her, she has 5 kids and everything, and then still she does this. And I'm like, you know what? Stop painting me as a Mother Teresa or something, I mean, like, let people know me, as like, my expertise in the work I do and all that. Like, it doesn't have to be about, oh my God, look at her. Like, she has 5 kids and then she does this, So I don't know. I mean, I don't really consider it as like a really big superpower. I feel like I consider it more like a gift in this way, which has led me to master some skills. I mean, I'm a very good multitasker. I can go on without like sleep and everything. When I really want to get something done, I mean, I can jump out of bed. Like, nothing really like stops me. I mean, so I have anything come my way, throw things at me, but I will do what I want to do. So I think that comes from motherhood, because of course, once you're a mom or something, or even dad, like once you have that responsibility, there's no getting out of it. I mean, no matter how bad it gets, you can't just say, okay, I quit. There's no quitting. so then you start going to, okay, yes, this happened. Let's not waste time in worrying why it happened, or oh my God, how bad it is, and let's just go to the next step and what's next. So this is so in a way,
I'm glad I jazzed you up. I am glad I jazzed you up. That was gold. I loved every word of that.
Few days ago when I came on, actually I started listening to you guys while I was feeding dinner to my kids. And then, then it's the half an hour craziness that I allow before I'm like, okay, now it's bedtime. So it was that half hour going on. So I was completely distracted and everything. So I was enjoying the conversation, but at the same time, like, now it's different. Now some of them are in school and some of them are like, busy in their iPads.
Well, I get it. I'm a different person in different times of day for sure.
Look, a parent's best friend is school.
Yes.
Because right now it's quiet. If you wait another 2 hours,
it's not Disneyland.
Oh my gosh! Like, I might as well not work from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It is so noisy. I literally have to. So I either have my headphones with the sound, or I have my earmuffs for no sound, depending on what I'm doing. I live like this for 5 hours every day when I'm working while my kids are not at school. I love school.
Yeah. Yesterday, my teenager, like, she had a nap at a weird time, and then some bickering going on with her girlfriends. It's a craziness. And then she just pops up on my bed and just like, I'm trying to work, and like, because my team is remote, so I work late. And then she's like, wants to like talk, and just like, oh my God, why is that happening to me? And I'm like, no, it's not your time. Come on. You're supposed to be in bed. You're supposed to be in your room. No, I cannot be a mom right now. So like, no, you're off schedule. Like, but this is happening to me. I'm like, no, first of all, your friends are all crazy, so just leave them and listen to music or watch a video and go to sleep. Please.
Hey, it sounds like to me like you're instilling boundaries.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. But
oh God.
People think that like when their baby, I mean, I really love it when young parents are like, oh my God, like, my baby couldn't sleep at night, and I had to change diapers. And like, just wait till they get to middle school. Just wait till they get to high school.
The drama doesn't.
The drama increases. Your wallet is empty. No matter how much you buy for them, they still are like, upset. You never get me anything. I'm like, honey, is the word never? You should not use the word never.
There's a funny spoof video where like you want presents for Christmas, and it was a bow on the sink, and a bow on the refrigerator door, and a bow on the light switch, and a bow on the little iPad. And I was like, we have to buy all that crap all the time. We never get credit for that.
No.
That's why I work 12 hours a day.
You don't even get credit for something you did on Monday. So you order takeout on Monday, and on Wednesday they'll say, "Oh, we never eat out. We are always eating this like home food." I'm like, seriously?
Wait, hold on. Can I ask you a question?
You're gonna hear the Baptist in me come out. I'm gonna say, "Preach it, amen."
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's the difference between kids and your LinkedIn connections then? Because I get the same thing in my inbox.
Yeah.
You want to know what it really is, Mike? You can unfollow and mute them, block them.
Not the kids.
Kids are life sentence, man.
I have kids, so I need to know these things. That was a legitimate question.
Guys,
I guess
it's
you
so
get in
funny.
trouble for deleting the kids, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Even pets now, they've made the pets thing so like iron bound with so many laws and everything.
That raises so many questions, Anna. We're gonna have to switch subjects on that one. We are not talking about getting rid of pets like that. No.
No. I'm saying it's sometimes kids seem easier to me than having pets.
That's great. We just don't want to talk about it.
Okay, sorry. No, Go ahead, Red. Sorry.
I just have the 19-month-old that so I have the sleep issues, but
good luck.
Yeah, you'll get over it.
Yeah. You will remember this time so fondly. You'll be like, oh, the easier times.
Yeah,
all I had to give up was some sleep.
You can trap them in a cage and nobody looks at you funny. Yeah, well, about the time they're 3, you got to start letting them out of the cage.
Yeah, I was going to mention that I was in when we were doing clubhouse rooms, and we were doing a lot of rooms for like startups and like, helping people out. So we would always do this. Okay, we had as an offer, anybody who wants like some basic branding done, we'll give you a free session, free logo, something, so just email me, right? And people would love to like, back channel or DM me, okay, their email address, something. Okay, I want this offer. And I had like this this email ready, which I would just copy paste, which is just like, okay, asking them basic questions. Okay, I mean, are you already in business or is it still starting it? So get some information, some background. So of course, any person would require about 20 minutes to like type up, the questions that I was asking. Very basic questions, nothing too much. And believe you me, if like 50 people have messaged me that they want that free branding, maybe 2 will have, take the time out to fill out that questionnaire.
Yeah. Oh, I get it.
No, they want
think of this, right?
They want to
I have a free website. I offer to copy and paste people's LinkedIn for them, right? All they have to do is say, hook me up and send me an email. Then they get mad when I delete them from my network, even though for the last 5 years, I show up on every post they ask me to. After a while, I have to think to myself, why do I keep showing up on these people's posts if they won't let me copy and paste stuff onto my website? So, I mean, like, it's the same thing. That's when I'm talking about boundaries. It's like, good for you.
I don't know. So it's like
honestly, that's a blessing in it. It's a blessing, as you know, Amna, because if they're not willing to invest 20 minutes to get that,
it saves you so much other time.
It doesn't even cost them anything but their time.
Yeah.
And they're probably not going to be a good client anyways. And that's
so the world is full of whiners, that's what I've come down.
Look, I had a lady today. Why am I free right now? Because
I survived the Big Mac, by the way.
I had a lady today who had an appointment with me. I think it was on Monday, and she had to cancel. Some emergency came up. So then she's scheduled for today, and I got an email about an hour ago. I'm sorry, I've got a veterinarian emergency that has come up, and I'm gonna have to cancel. And she said, but don't worry, I'll schedule again for next week. And I responded, I said, no, that's okay. Don't schedule again. Just, when you're at your computer and you're ready to go, send me a message. And if I'm available,
people think I'm obtuse because I don't do schedules. Why don't I do schedules? Because I'm ADHD, right? And people don't show up most of the time. Not only that, but like that would destroy the whole point of doing what I'm doing. I'm making a social media site. I'm trying to compete with Twitter. I didn't do that so that way I can have a ball and chain.
Yeah. Yep. Well, look, I mean, when it comes to dealing with people, not every business there. How many marketing companies do you think there are around the world? I mean, there's over 1 million of them.
Millions.
Right? So not every business is going to fit Bowman Digital Media or Amna. What's the name of your company, Amna?
Brand Media Advertising.
Can you put that in the comments?
Yeah. Put your
I was actually going to sign up for my site, but we are actually going through a rebranding and everything. So I was just like, I'm going to wait a little bit, just get all.
Yeah. Sometimes but anyways, here's the thing that I'm saying. There's clients out there that we both could talk to, or prospects that won't fit us, and we'd be like, hey, you know what? You should go to somebody who does something else. I'll give you a prime example. I specialize personally in service-based businesses. Usually they're smaller size companies. So under 10 employees. That's usually who I deal with. Now, that doesn't mean I can't help people that aren't in that mold, but that's the kind that I really help the most. So when someone comes to me, the first thing is, hey, we need a Shopify website. The first thing I say is, why did you call me? I don't advertise that, right? I mean, I can do it. It's not that we can't. We've actually built Shopify sites out, but the fact is we all have like a niche that we do it best. I'm really good at sales. Did I mention that? I have a lot of experience. So when people come to me and they already have a very specific marketing plan and sales plan, and they just need like someone to carry out their orders, again, that's not really me, because I like to be a part of the team. I like to have input. And again, I'll have clients who can disagree with me and override me and overrule me. Hey, they're the client. I'll do at the end of the day what they want me to do. But if I'm just hey, here's the order, like, yeah, probably not my cup of tea. Now, if you got somebody who's right out of school and they really don't know what to do and they're just carrying out orders, that might be perfect for them, right? Introvert, extrovert, everybody has their comfort level. I know people, in fact, one of my really good friends, her name, well, anyways, she runs Felt Marketing, Allison DeFord, if you guys know her. She specializes with marketing. She's a marketing company. She specializes with manufacturing firms, 50 million to 500 million in revenue. Those companies, honestly, are too big for me. Like, that's not my specialty. So when I get a lead that comes in, like somebody wants to talk to me and they're that size, almost every single time I'll refer them to Allison DeFord. She's in the same space I am, right? Just has a different niche. So there's lots of fish in the sea, Mike. If they don't fit SPN,
Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, not to sound like more cocky than I usually am, but you're all going to be there eventually anyway, because, I mean, my site kicks ass. Jacob Warren's making it kick more ass, and I don't stop. I never stop. I work 20 hours a day to make it awesome. Not only that, but look at the people that are working with me, all the win-win thinkers. I mean, I got Ira on my side. I got Red down there. She's coming. Michael, he might ditch me for a Big Mac. I'm glad he survived, but, he's there. Look, guys, it's compounding interest. As jerky as I am, right? I provide a lot of value with my website. You would all sign up for it already, but you don't understand the value because I'm not very good at explaining it. And I put people off. Either way, eventually everybody's going to join because of the value.
Hey, Mike, Ira.
I just got an email from somebody saying that they want to sign up for my services.
They should.
Hey, Ira.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know if it was working, dude.
The proof's always in the pudding, right? Like I said, 76,000 followers on Instagram. I'm going to beat you there too, man. I haven't been sleeping on. I'm 74 behind. Give me a year, buddy. I mean, who are you going to go to? The guy who's everywhere.
It's at 77 now, but keep growing.
I'm going to get off here in a little bit. I'm going to make a post. I'm going to get 3 followers today, 3 tomorrow. Compounding interest, people. That's how it works.
I'm usually going somewhere between 200 and 300 people a day on Instagram, which is really nice.
Look at you, Mr. Hoity-toity.
It just kind of happens. But what's cool about raising your visibility online, no matter what you do,
visibility is everything.
Mm-hmm.
I had a meeting with the lady, and I did it for free. I do a lot of stuff for free. I helped this lady out.
I do everything for free.
I had a consultation meeting with her, and we were talking about, she's a life coach in Bali, okay? And she helps people.
I want to go to Bali.
She's added math. Mike, you'll appreciate this. She's added math to life coaching.
Okay, now I need to know more.
Yeah, I was trying to follow her, but you know what I mean?
No. You know I'm a math nerd, right?
There's some Eastern stuff in there, and there's math, and so she's helping people to figure out basically what's the point, what's going to make you happy. She wrote a book called Wake Up, and I'm like, wow, okay. So, anyways, she's not really a fit for my services. It wasn't that kind of call. What she was looking for was a little bit of advice on, because she's run a marketing firm before. She has a very interesting background. So I gave her some pointers on how to do LinkedIn better. And then also some things that I would do to generate business if I was in her shoes. She liked that so much. She was making the changes that I was suggesting. And then she wrote me a reference, a referral on LinkedIn. You never know. Like, not everything is about money. You know what I mean? You never know how somebody's going to help you. But I guarantee you, if
It shouldn't be anyway.
somebody approaches her and says, "Hey, I'm looking for a marketing person. You know, who do you recommend?" I guarantee you she's going to recommend me. She wrote me a referral after one meeting. You know what I mean? Anyways.
Hey, Ira.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I hear you guys say this, and look, it's intentional mindset. Why am I going to do or say or communicate at this time? Well, ask yourself why you're even going to do it. So why do I talk about this or connect with that? Why do I share Ira's stuff? Why do I do this? Why am I here now? But is it truly to help someone else get some kind of nugget or gem? You know, look, I know two things well: money and guns. Both. One of them's redneck thing, one's everybody's thing. So I'm usually, I back out of stuff when people say things because I don't. They're probably right. I don't know, but when I do know something, I want to pipe up and say that or share that because they may need it now. And if they don't get it now, maybe a year from now, I planted that seed. So I would just encourage people because when I hear you talk, that's what I see. Ira thinks long term. Ira thinks planting seeds and trying to bless somebody. And I think that's the biggest thing. Past all these other tactics, what is the reasoning? Do I really care about people? Because you can't fake authenticity, man. People can sniff that out from the cave days. That's biology. That supersedes psychology.
I mean, think about it, though. That's how we all got this far, by having that anxiety built in.
Yeah.
Well, who was it? Somebody put up. Oh, it was our buddy Damon. So Damon put up the post earlier today. It said something about don't worry about what other people think of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you that for me, when I switched and I got into Bowman Digital Media and I launched Bowman Digital Media, it's like I knew I was good at this stuff, right? But I had never been validated by other marketing professionals, and it's not like I have I had never worked in a marketing company before. If you look at my titles, I had the position of marketing in some of my titles, but you know what I mean? So I'm not a classically trained pedigree marketing guy. I'm a sales guy. So I had, this term that I like to use, imposter syndrome. I had this imposter syndrome, like feeling like, I don't know if I really belong. And if you looked at my prices that kind of matched that, you saw like, oh, he's doing some of this stuff really cheap. Now, the salesman in me and the business manager side of me knows why I did that. And just to be completely blunt with people, I don't mind being an industry disruptor. I think that's actually a smart thing to do. Disrupting space is how you can earn a lot of business. And also my overhead is basically next to nothing. So I don't have to pay for a building and all the employees and all that stuff. So my pricing is set for a reason. I did the same thing in coaching. Mike knows a story I won't get into about that. I did the same thing with coaching before when I was doing that as a side hustle. Okay, but here's the thing that helped me, and maybe this will help you guys or anybody watching. The way that I do business, and Amna can tell you this is not the industry standard. My contracts are month to month. They're not 12 months or 36 months or anything like that. They're month to month. So basically, it's a prove it or lose it deal every single month. My clients validate my skills by continuing to stick with me month after month after month. And I do have clients that have been with me for over 12 months now, right? So when I started to look at it that way, I was like, okay, I don't need to worry about if this other person from this other marketing company thinks that, my value is what it is or my skills are as good as theirs. It doesn't really matter. As long as my clients know what they pay me for and they see the value in what I'm doing, that's all that really matters. The rest is so when I did that, talking about being comfortable in your own skin, all of a sudden, like there was huge weight off my shoulders. I was no longer worried about what anybody thought, whether they were friends, family, competitors, or whatever. It no longer mattered. I didn't need.
Do you know how stress free I am?
Yeah, I do. I talk to you all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Well,
people always think I'm angry when I'm like telling them about my boundaries or how to get deleted from the network. No, that's just me being a friendly guy, letting you know, hey man, this stuff will get you out of my network. I feel like, just by having that size that I do and the engagement level that I do, that I bring things to the table. I mean, people don't think about it like this, right? We're all on LinkedIn for a reason. most of us want to grow a business. Most of us want to get a job. The smart ones want to build their personal brand before they need it. You know what I mean? And if I'm doing that to people, or if I'm doing that for people and I'm being a facilitator, I mean, I'm like a cheat code, just like Ira is a cheat code. By coming up here and talking to people, it's a cheat code. No offense to you guys, but you all have less than 5,000 connections. Coming up here is cheating. You know what I mean? Like, and
you're increasing your visibility. We just got that question right here from Migri Helmy. How can I get a bigger network? Well, when I when I give you a free platform, a stage to increase your visibility, don't be foolish. Take it. I'm going to tell you something. I laugh at all you who tell me maybe next time.
I think they're afraid, to be honest with you.
Actually,
let's just call it out. They're afraid. You guys are
you're missing a once in potentially a lifetime opportunity to be in front of 200,000 people. You understand what I'm saying?
Nobody likes to put themselves out there. You don't think I get on with the same insecurities? Oh, I need a haircut. Oh, I'm fat. Look, I got old. You know what I mean? Like, everybody feels this way. You know what I mean?
Mike, do you notice that I'm a little bit smaller than everybody else? If you zoom the camera out a little bit, you know what I mean? Back up.
I don't care.
If I'm willing to be on here looking like a homeless Sasquatch, nobody else should have any issues.
I was thinking Chewbacca. Chewbacca has an eye.
Hey, Ray. Ray,
Wait,
I got in trouble because I took a bath and have a nice office area. Like, he was riding me. Now, when I'm in my office looking like an anorexic grizzly bear, he's like, "Hey, Mike, I'm glad you're here." So you can't win, dude.
I wanna point something out real quick. This is Tanya Rule. Tanya,
she's new to LinkedIn. I love.
Yeah, and if you don't know this, Tanya, I just want to point this out for anybody watching. The default settings for LinkedIn is that your information is only shared with first level connections. People are directly connected to you. The rest of us see this. Okay. So to change this, go into your little cog up in the right hand corner settings, go to visibility and open that up to third party everybody. And then you'll start seeing this. Okay. So it'll go from LinkedIn user gray icon to your name and a picture. You need to do that because that'll help you grow faster on LinkedIn than just about anything else. Don't be antisocial on LinkedIn. And you probably have no idea this is happening because nobody's ever told you. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I hope she comes up here. I love this chick. I met her down in Florida. We were both going through a tough time. We were actually almost roommates. And then she referred me to somebody, and I had the worst experience of my life. And then the person that she moved in with also gave her the worst time of her life, you know. And I mean, we'll wait for the movie, but the two of us with our stories together, I mean, we can make a movie. And she's been working for other people. Ira, this is a similar story to you with the print. She's been doing the video and the graphic design stuff for other people for a long period of time. And I kept telling her, I'm like, hey, I'm pretty good at this LinkedIn stuff. I know I'm weird, but, you know, I'm going to help you out, right? And now she's getting her thing going, women in business. You know, I'm going to support that. I hope she comes up here.
Yeah. Yeah, Tana, I saw her video yesterday, and it looks amazing. Like, I just started connecting with her, and she's got a lot of talent.
Dude, I'm telling you, this girl's talented, bro.
Yeah.
I just don't hand out praise to anybody. I'm telling you. This girl gets on LinkedIn, she's going to be a monster. She just, like everybody, she just...
My buddy, Hanson, he was talking about LinkedIn in a post yesterday, I believe. And his comment or his post was basically, you know, everybody thinks of LinkedIn, which is not correct, but everybody thinks of LinkedIn as a resume place and a place to find a job.
I screwed that up.
But it's a place really, and this was the point of his post, it's a place really for content creators. So you can be a content creator in any field. And that's the future of LinkedIn. And it's 100% true. You know, I didn't realize that was still even in debate. In fact, I will give you all a free tip if you're watching the show at this point. You know, we've been on for an hour and 4 minutes, so only the real people are still with us. We got 17 people watching this live right now. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you really want to excel on LinkedIn, here's a tip for you. Stop treating it like a resume. Don't treat it like a resume at all. You want to know what it is? It's your personal brochure. So here's what you do. Think about the audience. This is Sales 101, Red. Think about the audience that you can help. Think about what they're interested in. What are their pain points? So what are they searching for? What are they interested in? And how can you help them? Take those three things and build your whole everything on social media, LinkedIn, about that. search key terms in your title that they're looking for. A cover photo that says how you can fix that problem. Say it succinctly. So like if you look at mine, what does it say? It says social media manager and SEO service provider. That's what it says, right? Then I even have the location. I'm in LA, right? Now read my about section. I have questions in there. They're like facts, FAQs, frequently asked questions. And then I answer those questions because I get them every day, all the time. How do you help job seekers? How do I help job seekers? I run a website. It's free. It's called projecthelpyougrow.com. Check it out. It's free for recruiters. It's free for employers. It's free for job seekers. And what do?
Can you tell me about your website, though?
What about it?
I don't want to actually go read your website. Can you just tell me about it?
Yeah, I get that all the time. Will it help? Will it actually help me find a job? Do I have to sign up? What's the catch? Like I get these questions all the time.
Can you just help me figure out the answer to my question now, sir?
No, you know what I get 100% of the time? 100% of the time. Can you help me find a job?
I just want to pull my hair out. This is why you're
Can you help me find a job? Here's my CV. Can you help me find a job? Like, yeah, read my blog. I'll help you find a job.
Yeah, put your resume on my site. Go put your resume on my buddy's site. Go put your resume on my other buddy's site.
You know what's funny? I don't even recommend people put the resume up. Build your profile out, but don't put the resume up because of the ATS. Because the ATS is so prevalently used across the globe now. Most companies are using an ATS, right? So here's the deal with the ATS. You have to get past the keyword match screening. And I have so many people that don't get this. They're struggling with this point. The point is, if you don't keyword match, you could be close, but close is only good in hand grenades and horseshoes, right?
Yep.
So you can't be close here. What you need to be is you need to adjust your terminology to their terminology. I'm not talking about revising your work history. I'm not talking about fabricating anything. What I'm talking about is taking sales. Red, give me your title. What's your sales title?
Right now, it was sales manager before, but right now I'm calling myself lead content creator because that's what I do.
Here's the thing. It could have been account executive, account manager, business development manager, sales professional. I mean, pretty much there's 100 different ways you can be titled as sales. If they're looking for a lead content creator and I've got sales rep, and that's what they're really looking for is a sales rep, the ATS will not recognize sales rep as a term for lead content creator. So I don't get that keyword match. And here's what happens. You get 200 people, you get 2,400 people who apply for the job. And the ones who took the time to keyword match are the ones that are going to be at the top of the list. Those are the ones who will get the interview. You could say there's no humanity in it, and it's partly true. But the fact is, if you know your strategy's broken because you've applied for 500 jobs and nobody's giving you an interview,
but you know what, though?
maybe the common factor in that denominator, that's you. You're the only thing that's common in those 500 applications. So try a different strategy that will work. I know people don't like that, but it's
this reading thing's hard, man. You know, I mean, like seriously though. I mean, like
people want
this. If you're an employer, most people don't put themselves in the employer's shoes, right?
No, they
so
don't.
You have 800 possible candidates. Aren't you going to want the person that's smart enough to actually detail their resume and their approach to your specific opening? You know what I mean?
Even before that, Mike, you want somebody who's actually going to read. Like they care about this job. They're going to read the job description. I wrote that. It has everything you need to be successful. Like some people say, what format should I put this in? Should I put it in Word doc? Should I put it in PDF? Does the job description say? Or I'll get people who say, hey, can you
they will say that too. They'll tell you what they want.
Can you look at my resume for me and tell me if it's good? But they'll just send me the resume. And I'm like, where's the job description? Because they don't think that way.
What's the resume good for?
Yeah, the resume. You can have a master resume. If you guys are familiar with the term master resume, and that's where you have like all the information there. But before you submit for any job, you should revise it for that. And then what you do is you name the resume, the company that you're applying for, and the date. Because if you get the interview, you want to save that. You can come back and print that one and take that one with you. So now you know exactly how you phrased it. You don't have to wonder, well, I'm not exactly sure. Because in the old days, right? Back in 1990 something, right? What would we do? We would go to Kinko's, which became FedEx for all you whippersnappers out there, right? We would go to Kinko's, and we would order resume on fancy linen paper, and we'd get like 150 to 500 of them. We'd put it in a briefcase. Yes, I used to own a briefcase, right? And we would get out this thing called the classified ads. I'm not making this up, people. This is before Google, right? So we would get out the classified ads, usually from the Sunday paper, and we would drive all over town with our briefcase, and we would submit our resume. That's how a lot of us looked for jobs in the old days. And so a lot of people that have still got this in their mind, the resume is mass silver bullet, one size fits all, and it's not true. It's not. And this is the thing that people seem to have trouble with, which is why I'm belaboring the point here. Okay. And this is belaboring.
Nice usage of your vernacular.
There you go. Here you go. But here's the thing. They think when I say adjust your resume, what their small mind, they can't see the bigger picture, gets stuck on is, oh, he's asking me to lie. He's asking me to recreate, to adjust. And that's not what I'm asking you to do at all. I'm asking you to change similes, if you can remember what that word means, right? For the point, the reason why I asked Red what his title is, because sales is an easy one for this. Because account executive and account manager, just those two get used all the time. They're synonyms. They mean basically the same thing. But with the ATS, with the AI, if you use account executive and they say account manager, you don't get a point for that. It's pass or fail. Coders do really well at this. If you're in a binary code,
nerds like me,
right? You get this it's so simple. It's yes or no. It's pass or fail. There's just no 50 Shades of Gray for all of you who read the romance crap, right?
Slight interjection here.
He's mad at me right now. They're like, 50 Shades of Grey was awesome. No, it was garbage. Anyways,
if you guys want to know why I don't need a resume, it's because I built my network before I lost my job. Like, people don't realize the best time to make friends with a plumber, the best time to make friends with an accountant is before tax season or before that flooded basement, right? Like, if you build your personal brand by being active and actively engaging for who you are, even if you're a creep like me, there's going to be an audience out there for you. I mean, there just is. I mean, it's kind of why I do things the way I do, is because being obnoxious as hell and setting my boundaries, not only does it push away people that won't take it. I love you, Ira.
So, mic drop. He said, even a creep like me. I think you should just stop right there, Mike.
Well, you know what, though? I mean, it's a good point. Like, I purposely lower the bar, and I'm purposely open and honest for several reasons. One, it makes me interesting as hell. Two, it shows everybody else that you can be anything, even this bad, and people will still pay attention to you if they know you're not like just trying to get one over on.
So I was trying to put that in quotes, and I accidentally hit the enter button, and it posted like
Should
that.
I change my title again? I've only changed it twice today, so I can change
I love Mike O'Connor because, first of all, he is unfiltered, super smart. Like a lot of people. So I'm gonna let people behind the curtain a little bit, Mike. Mike is really not as goofy. It's kind of like a little bit of a shtick or whatever. But Mike has got a really big brain. Now he's gonna get an ego. I was gonna. All right, don't listen, Mike. Here we go. And Tanya's coming on, by the way. People have an opinion of Mike that's based on what they see, right? But Mike is so more complex in what his thought process really is. But here's what I love about Mike. He just puts it in a boil it down so simple way, and he uses analogies, and I like that too. So at the end of the day, if you're having trouble understanding why you should network, listen to what Mike is saying right now. First of all, don't wait till you need the job to start building your network or whatever it is that you're going to need.
You're in panic mode.
Right. And you're desperate. You're desperate. You come off as desperate. A lot of job seekers actually are costing themselves the job in the interview because they come across too desperate. I made a post 3-4 days ago, something like that, about 3 questions every job seeker should ask in the interview before it's over. One of them, and I'm telling you, not nearly enough people are doing this, is how do you handle raises? Why? Because a lot of people have this faulty mindset that they're going to lowball the offer to make sure they get it. That's their negotiation strategy. I'm going to go in cheap. But you know what? I'm going to overwhelm them and impress them so much that they're going to give me a raise like right away. That company might have a no raise policy for 24 months. That's just hardwired into their company culture. So if you go in with faulty thinking, or what Zig Ziglar calls stinking thinking, If you go in with stinking thinking, right?
Oh, I love that guy.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You're going to quit because you're not going to be able to survive for 2 years on that lowball salary. That's what's going to happen. And even if you could, you'd be so bitter, so angry. It's a lose-lose proposition for everybody. So if you ask a question ahead of time, how do you handle raises? And they tell you, oh, our company culture is 24 months. We don't give anybody a raise for 24 months. That's just our company policy. Now, when you get that offer letter, you might be smarter in the way you handle that negotiation. Did you hear the word I used there, Mike? Negotiation? Because a lot of people don't understand that. It's not take it or leave it. It's a negotiation. They will never offer.
I say take it or leave it.
They will never offer you the maximum, right? Just like when somebody asks you, how much is that car? You're selling your car. Are you giving them your best offer right out of the gate because you know they're going to counter? They expect you to counter. It's a negotiation. So when you are in that negotiation and you know how they handle raises, and I have a whole strategy on Project Help You Grow if you want to really know all of it in detail. But the point is, people were so afraid. They're going in fear, in desperation, to tie it all back to the conversation.
Are you making decisions based off fear or
right? Their fear is, well, they've been unemployed for 7 months or 12 months or whatever, and they just have to take whatever they can get. Well, again, that's lose-lose. Because now what happens? There's this
setting yourself up for failure.
Right. And there's this expression right now called the Great Resignation. You guys might have heard of this around
people like me are pushing that. You know that.
Right? The Great Resignation, which is a little bit over exaggerated, I might add.
Well,
but here's
what marketers do.
You're going to hear about this. And what it is the people that took the jobs that they just wanted something to get by. And now that the market's starting to open up a little bit, those people are all flight risks for companies. And do you know how expensive it is? The time and the energy and the money it takes to onboard new staff, and it is to culture and to the clients. I'm going to be completely transparent. I worked for a company in Texas.
I thought you were going back to the pants thing.
6 years. Yeah, we can go back there if you want. In 6 years, they had 5 sales managers. 6 years, 5 sales managers. I walked in to introduce myself to one of their clients, and he said, I don't even want your card. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you're the 6th guy to come in my door in the last 5 years. I don't want to talk to you because you're not going to be here.
Yeah.
Now, I lasted at that job for almost 4 years. And we could talk about the culture issues there. But anyways, that you don't think your clients are affected by your employee turnover? Everybody's affected adversely by it.
Yeah.
So it's better for the company. It's better for the employee if you can figure all this culture stuff out, all this pay stuff out before you accept the job. It's better for everybody.
Yeah. The statistic I heard is depending on the role, it could be 6 months to 24 months salary to turn over a position.
That's insane. Well, and then you factor in what recruiters get paid to headhunt, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that goes into, the amount of time and energy that people waste both on an individual level and especially on a corporate level amazes the hell out of me on a daily basis, right? I mean, let's be honest here. I'm a clown with a bad haircut, wearing a sweatshirt, right? But why do I feel like I have the pulse on things better than all these executives working at these big buildings? You know?
Because you talk to me.
Maybe that's
it's talking to real people, talking to people on the ground level. Like people in the C-suite stay isolated and talk amongst themselves, and think the golf course membership is something everybody's dealing with.
All right, so let's do this. We're gonna wrap this up in the next 10 minutes. But
is we getting Tana up?
She dropped off. So some people are having some device challenges. We had a few people.
We'll be doing this again though, right?
Oh yeah, we'll do it all the time.
All right.
So Mike and I, a lot of these shows, they're going to be like once a week or once a month or whatever, and you can put it on your calendar. And what we're doing is pop-up network. So I'm giving you guys opportunities. Like Mike didn't know it was 10 minutes. Like literally, it was in a group chat. It's like, Mike, you ready to go? He's like, yeah. I say, perfect, 10 minutes. Like that's what we're doing. We're just coming on.
This is the best show in town because, we're giving everybody an opportunity to come up here. You know what I mean? And it gets easier every time. And that's kind of like our goal here is not just to talk about us, but to get people comfortable being themselves on camera or off.
Yeah.
Well, and it was literally I have the chat up. It was at 1:00 you sent the message out.
Yeah.
Like, and literally like 1 o'clock Eastern time. So an hour 20 minutes
it would have
ago.
been faster, but in full disclosure, like I said, I was brushing my teeth. I just finished shaving my head, and I was brushing my teeth.
Is that why it looks so good?
Yeah, nice and shiny. That's shiny.
Should I shave my head?
Oh, now you can tell you got a bunch of kids.
Yeah. Well, everything in my life revolves around
Please don't go back to the back wax thing.
kids movies. Oh no, but that would. You remember, Mike? Do you remember the handstand video I did?
I still can't believe you did it.
So my kids were doing handstands. They were, I guess, doing them at school in PE or something. And one of them asked me if I'd ever done a handstand before. And I said, bro, I was in wrestling. We used to do handstands all the time. That was part of what we did. Handstand push-ups are not easy, but I used to be able to do them.
My record was 21 steps with the handstand walk across
there
the
you
gym.
go.
But it was terrible.
If you want to learn how to do handstands, the easiest way is get in a pool and start there, and then you can work your way up.
I was at Guy Metzger's gym.
I used to do them next to a wall too, so that if I fell, I could like kind of cheat. But anyways, I told my kids in that conversation, it got to one of those things where, we were playing ping pong a little bit, talking a little smack. I can do it better than you can, blah, blah, blah. And my kids are like, Dad, you're in your 40s. You can't even do one anymore. My wife is like, yeah, you might be able to get up, but then you're not going to be able to walk for 3 weeks. I mean, this is the flavor of my house. So I'm like, you know what? I'll do it.
They got it.
I'm like, we'll do it, but I'm going to record it because if I'm going to do it, I can at least get some entertainment value out of this. I didn't know how it was going to go, but I got up. I did a nice one. Now,
I thought you were going to eat that couch.
I recorded more than one, and I put the blooper section in. Actually, the bloopers were really funny. So if you haven't seen that, get on the YouTube and you can check that out. But what I was going to ask before we go,
I'm going to make you let me tell that Metzger story though.
No, go ahead. Oh.
So the first day I'm down in Dallas Tetzker at Guy Metzger's gym. Me and my brother both have our beer bellies going at the time. We would go up and down between fights, right? So we do this new gym, new class, all these professional level fighters, and then we're the two fat kids walking in with our egos, like, oh, we're the best in the world, right? At the end, he's like, okay, we're gonna do ladder walks on your hands. If anybody falls, we got to start over the whole cardio thing all over again. It was like 45 minutes, right? And next thing you know, 30 people in a row in a line all start walking on their hands across the mat, and they had to touch the wall with their feet and then walk back. He walks over to us, and this is a legend of the UFC, right? Like a legendary prize fighter. He looks at us, and he's like, how come you guys aren't doing the hand walk? Up until that point, I never even tried to do a handstand a day in my life. I knew I was in trouble when I went down in my handstand position and my belly hit me in the face. Needless to say, he did that exercise every day for a long period of time. And a lot of people hated me for a long period of time. But once I figured out once I walked 6 steps, he's like, that's good enough. You know what I mean? But no matter how, I lost like 100 pounds, and I could never do more than 21. Okay. It was like 100 steps to the wall.
So I want to give Helmy credit. He was trying to get in. So.
Well, we're going to blame you on that one, Ira. I don't.
Yeah. Well, it might be StreamYard. Who knows what could be stuff in his end? But
I'm blaming you though.
We had a few people trying to get in. They couldn't. But I won't bring people on stage if your camera's not on. I mean, there's no point. You can't talk. We can't see you. So, I will put out this reminder again. If you do come on stage, make sure you mute the show on your computer, that part of it, or just turn it off until you get back off the show, because we're a little bit ahead, about 30 to 60 seconds, depending on which service, because we stream on StreamYard and then it pipes it into YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. That's why it works that way. But
that's awesome.
LinkedIn,
so we're going to put these guys' LinkedIn profiles on the description for YouTube later, since they came up and talked.
100%, I could do that. Yeah. So Red, I'll definitely do that, and I'll put Asha Branner. I think I got it.
Yeah, but don't put a link up until the McDonald's stuff unless we get paid for it, okay?
Oh, we should totally. But then, maybe Burger King.
We gotta talk to the guy about free commercials here.
We want to be your corporate sponsor. If you run a hamburger stand anywhere in the world and you want to promote the show, talk to me, and we'll get your logo up.
We'll get paid in cheese.
Yeah, we're not afraid to do some marketing here on this show. Amna, tell us this. You're in Dallas, Texas. You do marketing. Who's a good client for you? Who do you specialize?
The funny thing is, I don't have any client in Dallas. All our clients are all over the place, but not in Dallas so far. I mean, we keep on talking about like, hey, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna go do some local marketing, but just been busy with some other clients, and we haven't. As I said, we're going through a rebranding and like a new website and everything coming up. So I'm just waiting for that. So once that happens, then we'll do that. I've been around here for a while, so and I'm from a family of doctors, so so I get a lot of business by word of mouth, from doctors to doctors, for clinics and
the medical
stuff
field.
like that. Medical field, and a lot of doctors are getting to startups as well. Some ideas, something. So,
are you doing soup to nuts too? So, like, if they need a website, they need a logo, they want you to run their social media,
yeah,
all that stuff.
Yes, it's a complete thing. And like recently, like we did a. I'm just gonna explain through example, like what exactly we do.
Yeah.
So we did a website for this lady. So she's a lawyer in UAE. And so she wanted to do this incubator kind of thing for high tech startups and space tech and high tech startups. Mm-hmm. So it's like, so she came to us and she just has an idea and she has some connections and everything. She's really, really into it, like all the space stuff and high tech stuff and everything. So then then it just starts a whole thing. So it's not just like giving them a website, right? When she came to us, I mean, we still joke about it because she had like a 1-page document of like what it was in her mind, and it ended up being this whole big multi unit website with different things because you keep on thinking, so bouncing ideas and everything. My partner also does investments, so so then there's that angle as well, like how to make it presentable, because eventually every business wants like either investors or more customers, so we can do marketing for customers and and just do some pitch deck and that kind of stuff to take care of, so that investors when they look at it, it's all there. Actually, I will I think that the website is not live yet, but I will put in the link for that over here. So, if you guys want to explore it,
you can share your screen. You can share your screen if you want to. I don't know if you want to pull it up.
Okay, my screen is, then I'll have to clean up my screen for a little bit because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe next time.
Yes.
But we'll
so I sent a link. Yeah. So so it's a little bigger things, So then sometimes, when people say, okay, do you do a logo and website? So I don't want to say yes to that, because it's more like, if you come to us and you come to us for the whole thing. Just giving a logo, because between me and the team, just relaying the information back and forth, it's not worth it.
This has been the story of Bowman Digital Media too. When I first launched, Mike, how many gifts did I make that first month? I'll just tell everybody, I made $6,300 that first month, and most of it was just making gifts because I'm a graphic designer. So how
many of them did you make for free too?
I made a lot of them for free too, but that was my seeds, right? So then people were coming to me, not necessarily for packages, but they were coming to me for graphic design work, like one-off work. And just like Amna just said, it got to the point where I really don't want that work anymore. And it's not that I want to be rude, but the point is, I sell packages. Most marketing companies do. We sell packages. So the clients who buy the package work are the ones that we want to spend the time with, because they're going to be with us. It's not a quick turn and burn, transactional type thing. It's a relationship. So anyways, totally get it. You are very
what you're looking for, but like as a business person, that makes sense. And I think the whole industry is actually going to start leaning that way, because take Walmart for example. Why are they the king of retail? Because you can find everything you're looking for at one place, a good quality, great price.
Yeah. And the thing is, the market is like, if you just Google like logo design, you will get all these offers which are like $20 and free logo here and like Fiverr and everything, So there's a lot of like stuff out there. So and again, like if I do something which has already been done, like you go to Shutterstock or something, you can get a very cheap membership, and you can download these vectors and just tweak them a little bit and put your name on it. It's a logo. But I don't want to do that. Like, I mean, I need to know what the business is about and how can they stand out in the industry,
Well,
so it's a whole big thing.
One thing that happened, let me show you.
Oh,
Let me pull this up.
it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love this picture.
Well, I don't have my Illustrator on. I was going to show you guys something, but I'll switch over. I get this a lot. I'll get people who go to a logo creator for like $50 or something like that, and they'll just get ideas, right? So then what do you get with that, Mike? You get a JPEG or a PNG. You don't get vector art. So then they'll come to me and they'll say,
then you gotta go ask your buddy 6 years
I
later.
really like this. Can you make this for me? And so like I just got done doing one last night for a friend, and there are good times to use almost every type of resource out there. So there are people, they're never going to print business cards. They're never going to have signage made. They're an online business. It's all going to be social media based, basically. And so it's like, okay, then why pay me? And I have this conversation with I talk them out of using me. I'm like, if that's your whole goal, you don't need me.
Yeah.
And then there's other people who think, well, anyways,
Yeah.
Sometimes people think they can get by with the cheapest service. And I'm like, well, you can, but you're wasting your time. And if your expectation is, this is why these conversations are so important. If your expectation is you're going to hire me for $500 a month, and next month you're going to get 15,000 new clients and you're going to be a millionaire. Well, whether it's a pay per click campaign or whether it's a website, I'm building a website for somebody, I'm running their SEO now. Or I'm doing social media. It's like, this is all, think marathon. It's not.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to go fast, then you need to invest more.
Yes.
If you're okay, you can go on a trickle budget if your expectation is trickle results, but the results have to match the effort. You know what I mean? And the effort is going to be dictated by the budget. I guarantee you, I've never seen your pricing. I've never talked to you about your pricing, but the more stuff that you include in your package, the more expensive it gets, right? I mean, that's how everybody is.
That's how it works, yeah.
Yeah. So if you come in and you go like, hey, I really can't afford to do this. Okay, well then again, my pricing is public. Like you can go to bowmandigitalmedia.com. You can see every service I offer and how much it costs. I make it open to the whole world so that you don't get on a call with me and the first thing you say is, what do you offer and how much does it cost?
Yeah.
Really? This is the point. Point earlier, like what do you do? Why are we here then? Like if you don't
why are you getting, and this is something that I dealt with forever, like why are you getting on a call with somebody when you didn't even look at their website first? Like you're just asking them their FAQ section to read it out loud to them.
Yeah. Well, or people on LinkedIn will call me all the time. They'll send me a DM. They're like, hey, what do you do? Where are you from? I'm like, really?
Yeah.
No, I think that this is basic. Like, it's not even, it doesn't even have to be a business. I mean, even like, let's just say you walk in a party and like, somebody introduces themselves and then 10 minutes later, you again go back to the same person and be like, okay, so what's your name? That's rude. That's just outright rude. Like, I mean, that information is out there and it's there. And or maybe you have a sticker with your name on it and so somebody asks you, what's your name? So it's as kind of stupid as that. I do a lot of investments meeting as well because, as I said, like we do, so I do the preliminary meeting with the people seeking investments, and even then, with our PM, my thing is like, no, I need a full information of the guy, whatever you have, like emailed him back and forth, whatever he has said so far before I start the meeting, even though I am the one in the driving seat, like he's the one coming to me to get investments, but it'd be rude if I go in there and ask, okay, so what do you do, and what is your business? Whatever information has been sent, has been communicated, has to be like reviewed before I start the conversation. But again, like I feel like a lot of times it has been happening that when we give out free information, like as all of you are doing right now, people don't take it as like as a blessing. It's a gift from someone who's giving it out to you free. They think, oh, okay, so if he's gonna give it to us for free, he can do this for free for us, because somehow they get it. They have all the time in the world, and they're like out there just like yapping and talking about it, or maybe sometimes I do that too. I'm like, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. That's like a nice thing to say, but that doesn't mean you come to me and say, okay, can you make me a logo for free? Because this is not how it works,
Well, that's 100% true. It does seem like if you give people an inch, they want to take a mile. And Mike, You're on mute, by the way, buddy.
I didn't want to hear me swearing when Manor went out.
Mike says this all the time. Cliches are cliches for a reason, right? If you give people an inch, they will try to take a mile. But here's an example. I just wanted to show you this because we brought this up. So my friend went to one of these cheap logo maker things just to come up with ideas. Like, what do I want? And she saw this was one of their design ideas. She's like, I really love it. But it's a JPEG. It's low res. If I try to blow it up any more than this, it pixelates really fast. I don't know if that's coming through. But so what did I do? I recreated it in Illustrator. So I drew this by hand, right, using the pen tool. And so now she has a full-blown logo that's vector. So she has JPEG, raster, vector. We can put this on the side of a hotel. So that's where sometimes having a tool like that before you approach a professional who you're paying by the hour, saying, hey, I want you to design this thing for me. You come with a good idea. So I will go to some of those sometimes for ideas when I'm doing brainstorming with a client. It's like, okay, well, let's just see when we type in that particular case, it was a snack bar, and that has nothing to do, you know what I mean? She just liked that name and that look. But sometimes you'll put in like snack bar, or you put in, law firm, or you put in real estate, or whatever it is that you do, medical, and it'll come up like with medical. What are you going to see? You're going to see like stethoscopes, and you're going to see plus symbols, and you're going to see the American Medical Association logo, right? You're going to see that kind of stuff built into it. So that's what you expect. And it can be really good for brainstorming. That's just one way to use it. But again, there are people who SPN came from a guy on Fiverr, right, Mike? I mean,
pretty much.
And it was totally fine for years. For years, it was fine. But now, because Mike's business is growing because he hired somebody who knows what they're doing and got the hell out of the way, right? So the website needed better marketing materials. And, at the same time, I was jumping on board as a sponsor. So I said, hey, I can create that. And it's funny. I did it before Mike even knew that I was doing it. And he's like, yeah, I need to get that. I was asking him,
yeah, that's literally how, just kind of like this chat about, hey, I'm doing this in 10 minutes. You want to jump in? I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah. But I was asking Mike what his font type was. Amna knows the importance of that.
Go ahead and tell him my answer.
For branding. And he goes, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, so
what's font?
Yeah. So now he has a media guide, a brand guide that's more complete. We have the font types, we have the colors all locked down so that we can have brand standards.
I'm excited to see what Jacob does with that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we do things the old-fashioned ways. Brand guides and like even like a whole profile, which is like a coffee book. Even though for this particular one that I shared, we did like one big corporate profile and then 8 of the 8 units. So each each one also gets a 16-page like profile kind of thing, which is, I mean, they may never print it, but I mean, I still feel like print stuff still has the strength, something that you can feel in your hand and have it on the same.
Let's bring this all the way full circle back to the hiring process, the onboarding process. When you have those types of documents out there,
yeah,
it's not printed, even if it's just digital. It's like, here's our company, here's how it all comes together. Now you have everybody rowing hopefully in the same direction, as opposed to there's nothing. Well, just do whatever you want. I've worked with so maybe you guys don't know, but I worked in the print business for 20 years. Okay. And so that's what I did. I did graphic consultations, sales, design, all that stuff was for the print business. But here's the thing. I would a lot of times deal with a company that started as a single location. Now they've got multiple locations, right? So not necessarily franchises, but sometimes there are franchises. But here's what you would have going. Every location doing their own thing. They got somebody who's in charge of graphics. They got somebody who's in charge of ordering whatever materials they need. Collateral is the word that we would use. The collateral that they need. And, no set font types, no set colors, no real, here's our standards. And so when you would see their stuff, you didn't know. I saw a really interesting meme. Mike, I think this was on SPN, might have been on Facebook, but it was Starbucks.
That's where most of the memes come from.
It was a van on it had Starbucks on the side, sliding door. Starbucks written across. Somebody did a really bad disservice on this thing because when you slid the door open instead of Starbucks, it said sucks.
Yeah.
You still see the logo because the logo was on the driver's door.
Yeah.
But the van passenger, for the cargo was
Yeah,
open.
slide the door, so it hit the letters.
That's the kind of stuff that should never ever happen.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of stuff that happens all the time because people they're letting, so sometimes they're going with the cheap option. The cheap option is cheap for a reason.
Or they're going with the nephew option. My nephew can make websites. My nephew can design.
Yeah. How many times have you heard that? I go into people all the time and I ask them, hey, do you need help running your social media? Because that's what we do. We manage business social medias. And they go, oh, no, my kid does that for me. Right?
And here I am. My 12-year-old daughter, she runs some kind of like fan accounts of like these unknown celebrities because I have no idea who these people are. They're just like YouTube celebrities, and then she runs their fan accounts, and she has a good following. She posts like multiple times a day, and I keep begging, I'm like, can you please like work for me? I'll pay you and do this. Mom, no, your stuff is boring. I can't work for you guys. You guys, what is this? And she always like makes fun of my jokes, but what I think funny, she thinks it's like ridiculous. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm begging her because she already has a skill. She's 12 years old, but she's doing it for fun, for free. I'm like, I'll pay you, but she doesn't want to do it for me.
Well, or it's the other end of the spectrum where they think everybody who's 19 years old is a master of social media. Like,
oh yes.
Like
yeah.
everybody, like just because you're in that age group, you're Gen Z. Like, oh, okay, you know how TikTok works, like down to the code. Like,
Yeah, you
that's
watch
not
the
how it
data.
works.
No, that's so true. And even like I mean,
Here's the thing that I want to say about that real quick. Your kids may know how to get attention on social media, but do your kids know how to drive that to business?
The call to action.
It's not just about. Now, look, I will be the first to admit, you need views. You're not getting views. There's a
That's
problem.
why we're here. That's why
But you have to work with people who can not only get you views, but who can get you orders. Because at the end of the day, and this is why I have prove it deals with every one of my clients. They're month to month. Because if you're not getting an ROI on what you're paying me,
why would you keep doing it?
Why are you paying me?
And it's not even just call to action. I worked with a company called Happy Grasshopper that did marketing for real estate agents. The phrase they used was call to conversation. Like if you don't even know how to turn it into real conversations, it's not
exactly.
Well, that's
the reason I'm on this is because like me and Mike connected and had a conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, tell them how we connected, man. Tell them how you heard of me.
You basically messaged me and said, I love the red beard. And then you said, why don't we hop on a call? And I actually called you and you said flat out, like, I was never going to call you. Like, even though on the message said it, if you didn't call me, I would have just written you off.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? I mean, we can screenshot it on the next one. Next time we're up here, I'm going to screenshot that message if you don't mind, right? And all I saw from this guy is he made a comment on somebody else's post. And I never even looked at his profile. I never looked to see what he does. I never looked to see how big his profile was. I just like the fact he had a big, sexy red beard and he said something nice. So I went over and I sent him an email, and I think the subject line was "nice beard, I like nice people" or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we went from there. I never like. Look,
and I noticed him in your comments.
Yeah, and it was we had like a 50-minute conversation like 20 minutes later.
Why? Because you do what everyone else doesn't do. You looked at the cover of the book and you're like, okay, well, let's see if this guy's legit. I'm just going to call this freaking guy and see what he's going. And look, did I give you the time of day?
Yeah,
did I
absolutely. Like, again, we taught like all it was me picking up the phone.
Yeah, we had some
having the
you heard some
conversation.
bad words. It made you feel a little uncomfortable, and vice versa, you weirdo.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now here we are a week later. Your profile is growing. You're helping me grow my site. We're having fun. Like, and that's the thing is like people get weird on me, but like, oh, why don't you set schedules? Like, well, for one, I don't want to blow you off. Two, I don't do this to have that ball and chain, and I make myself readily accessible. The only thing I ask is like common courtesy, and like here you are. That's why we're friends.
And again, it comes back to that like scarcity mindset we were talking about before, and that fear. Like, if you're afraid to reach out and you're afraid of win-win, like you're not going to get anywhere. You have to be willing to put it out
You have
there.
to have that abundance mindset and get out of the way. Look,
Yeah.
people can hate me, people cannot like me, but if they're not paying my bills, I don't really care, right? And that's just the true, honest point of it. And all the people that hate me, all the people that cast rumors about me or besmirch my character or say, hey, that guy's mean because he sticks to what he says, right? They don't understand. We're all here for the same reason. The only thing is I don't make fear-based decisions. I got an abundance mindset. I'm going to get mine no matter what because I get to work every day.
Yeah.
So I have 8 kids. I think everybody in the world knows that by now. Although it's still the most common response to that when somebody doesn't know is 8 kids. They always it's shocking to them for some reason. But I will tell you that number 8 is a redhead. And there's a reason I have 9.
So
I was going to say, is that why you stopped?
I'll figure that out.
So my daughter, we named her. Yeah. My daughter, we actually named her Flynn, which is Gaelic for red.
I have an active hashtag because I've been
whatever you gotta tell yourself, Fred.
For years. Strive for 9, but honestly, that red was a lot to take. Anyways. All right, we got to jump off because believe it or not, I got to actually get to work. But I want to give everybody just like 30 seconds just to wrap up. So Amna will do ladies first.
Oh, no, well, I don't know what to wrap up, but it was fun talking to you guys again. And I know you'll show up on my LinkedIn newsfeed again, and then I would let's just wrap up this work and let me go talk to the guys. So it was fun. Mike, I'll definitely be joining a network, but just Tuesday, I think is when they're
special people that will be my network and friend forever.
You scare me every time. You keep on talking about you kick people off and you this and that. I was like, I don't
listen out.
He's not kidding. He will.
I know people that have.
That's why I'm showing up and all be nice. Hey, Mike. Hi, Mike.
Family members. Business is business.
Okay, alrighty. I'll hold on to that the claim of yours. But but thank you guys. It was nice meeting you. So now one more.
Yeah.
For any of those out there that don't know how to work it, if you send Mike a DM with your info and give him permission, he'll create your profile for you. I'm just saying.
I'll probably do a better job than you do.
I mean, honestly. All right, Red, 30 seconds, brother.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Obviously, anybody who's interested, I do free daily sales videos, broken salespeople, all the different chats. Thanks so much for having me on. Yeah,
he's not going to grow like we do, but he's on TikTok.
I'm doing everything. Well, I'm going to come for you. I've got
I think he said that we were all we were in a 3-way cage match.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
We're all on the ground floor in the TikTok thing. It's fair game.
Yeah.
I broke 100 views 2 days in a row, baby. Watch out.
Yeah. I'm going to do my TikTok here soon.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Red.
Hey, absolutely. That's if we can't bust balls, what's the point?
Yeah.
Mike, I think on TikTok, and you can how you stitch whatever they call it, the 2 videos together. Because I'm so scared of TikTok. I don't know what to post.
Dance my fat ass in a pink thong.
If you watch my video from yesterday, okay, so I put out 2 videos 2 days in a row. For those of you who can't figure out, I had 100 views. I'm not being facetious. That's actually what I did. Okay, but the first day I used my camera phone and I did a selfie video.
To me, that sounds like bragging. 100 views.
I hated it. No, that's awful. There's people that get millions of views. Anyways, it sucks, but I'm just being funny. Anyway, so the second day, I did it more like this, right? Where I'm sitting. This is how people are used to seeing me. So I thought the production value was better. I thought so. I got more views on the freaking selfie crappy production video.
That's actually part of whatever you call the algorithm or something. And the more raw it is, and the better. I mean, I don't know. I'm very old school. Wow, I'm very old school. For me, things I have to be dress up proper, a little bit of makeup, background neat. Yeah. And I see people with mess in the background and they're making videos, and I'm like, well, how can people do that?
That's why I have this here, because behind me, I promise you, it's a whole wall full of Scentsy products, and it's an eyesore. I can't do it. So
I almost bought some last time.
Scentsy is awesome. Yeah. Anyways, all right, Mike. You can't do anything.
Do I really need to talk more? Aren't these people tired of me talking?
And also, like, you can't give Mike 30 seconds. He's never gonna finish in 30 seconds anyway.
Look,
I know.
She's only known me a week, and she knows.
The only time he's gonna be finished in 30 seconds is if somebody knocks him out.
I'm doing. The only time I ever got knocked out was by an ex-girlfriend of mine. She was like 5'3". I totally deserved it, but yeah, she knocked me cold. I've been punched by about 20,000 people in my life. I've been punched by professional heavyweight champions of the world, both cage fighters and boxers, and I've never been knocked out except for a chick knocked me out. And the first time I did jiu-jitsu, a 115-pound Armenian chick choked me unconscious. My brother Pat started laughing at me because we're both big wrestler types, right? And then I was like, dude, you wrestler. And he's like, oh, she's not going to choke me. 30 seconds later, I was waking him up.
Wow.
Jiu-jitsu is no joke. I will tell you that. Jiu-jitsu is no joke.
I'm telling you what, 115-pound Armenian chick.
You think you're winning
like a cat, bro, and choked me unconscious.
Look, have you seen like those footlocks and stuff? You think you're winning. You're doing
those are my favorite.
You're putting them right where you want them. You're on top, all this stuff. You're in control. And then all of a sudden you can't breathe, or they've got your arm twisted like a chicken wing, and they feel like you're gonna break.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's just learning how to do that stuff's just the coolest stuff, man. And anyone can do it. Like when I see somebody who's like in their 60s or 70s get their black belt, I just love it to death. It's great.
Awesome.
Jiu-jitsu is a great equalizer, and being a big guy that knows jiu-jitsu, that's like a cheat code.
All right, I'm going to give you all a cheat. Mike calls us cheat codes. We're going to be on tomorrow. Stay tuned.
We are?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me what time?
I'll tell you. I won't tell them.
Tomorrow, I have promised my partner a whole day of work on a project. So I was like, okay, Saturday, no school runs or anything. I'll work.
I work Saturdays. I'm a weirdo. I do work Saturdays, but Mike, I am thinking probably mid-afternoon. That's what I'm thinking.
Whatever, dude. Yeah. I'm up 24/7. I gotta start doing this church thing on Sundays again, but other than that, I'm free.
I do church. That's my thing. Anyways, all right, y'all. Well, I hope you
save my soul, bro.
That's what this is. What are we doing? We're helping give the people that are smart enough to come on the show extra visibility. Amna got it in spades today. Red was here pretty much the whole time. Mike,
I like that she gave me shit permanently. I did the whole show.
I just warned you not to throw me off. I'm coming to your side. Just hold on.
Oh no! The only people that I really delete are the people that constantly are in my inbox asking me to do stuff.
I was like, okay, he's starting again. We're never.
As long as you don't bug the hell out of me, you're not on my radar. The people that are on my radar are the people that keep asking me to.
Well, and here's the thing that people don't understand: Mike's at the 30,000 limit too, so he has to make room for people that want to engage and win-win. So
if somebody joins my site, I have to make room.
Yeah, if you've been connected to Mike for a while and you're not signing up for SPN, then you're probably not likely to sign up for SPN, and so he's going to remove you.
Why would I keep coming back to comment on your stuff? Why would I keep tagging you and stuff? I mean, just think about it from my point of view, right? Like, I really don't care that much about you paying your bills if you don't care about paying mine.
There's a good tip for life in general. If everybody in life would spend more time thinking about the other person's point of view, this world would have a lot less problems.
I spend $2,400 a month. So I can live on my brother's couch. Okay. I mean, that just covers my, no, seriously. If people want to know the truth, I'll give you the truth. I pay $2,400 this month to keep my site up. All I ask people to do is join my site. It will help you. It will help me help you, and it'll help me get off my brother's couch. So if you don't want to help me get off my brother's couch, well, you can go jump in a lake.
Right. Like, what's the point?
I mean, how much more real can you be? I read a book somewhere, know your why and be real. I did that.
Yeah, in space. All right, y'all. You got warning. We'll be on tomorrow sometime before the sun goes down. So stay tuned.
Have a great day.
Thanks for tuning in,
guys. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
BowmanDigitalMedia.com.
That's pretty cool, dude.